The Story of Cleo by Mark Wren. The story of our dear Miss Cleo started on a chilly, stormy September night. I was taking my dogs on their late night run when, as I walked past my staircase, I heard a faint sound. Meow, meow, meow. The rain was pouring, and knowing the sound of a distress call when I hear it, I quickly brought Langston back inside and whisked back out to check out the distress signal. As I walked up to the stairs, I noticed absolute silence. The only sound was that of the gentle rain that was falling. I figured out that the sound that I heard had been stray cats or just sounds echoing in the night. Either way, I went in the house, got Langston, and returned to his nightly run. Langston and I came in and chowed down on some leftover spaghetti that was in the fridge. By that time, the rain and wind was really picking up, and the howling was letting us know a storm was brewing. All of a sudden, I hear outside my bedroom window, meow, meow, meow. I run to the window, look out, and in the darkness, next to the chimney, I hear meow, meow, meow. I grab my phone and switch on the flashlight. Standing out there in the dark, in the rain, scanning the base of the chimney with the flashlight on my phone, I was starting to spook myself, thinking, suppose this isn't an animal in distress, but an animal getting ready to bite me. After a few moments of silence, I switched the flashlight on my phone to camera and fired off a few shots and went back inside. Once inside, I looked at the shots that I had taken, and to my surprise, one of the shots caught the smallest set of eyes peeking out from the grass next to the base of the chimney. I immediately rushed through the door, feeling the urgency of leaving that small creature in such a wide open space. After hopping the fence under the bedroom window and standing in the spot where I saw the glowing eyes, I searched up and down the yard until I saw that whatever that was, it was gone. Starting to feel like I've been out here way too long, and glancing at my phone, I see that it's a little past midnight, which is way past my bedtime. Next morning, the rain was still coming down in buckets when I took Langston out for his morning run. The whole during our excursion, I couldn't help but wonder what that little creature was and if the little one would make it. After eating breakfast, I decided to take a little stroll around to see if I saw any evidence of the little critter. The rain roared as I walked around the house. As I walked past a wood pile, I heard a faint meow, 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 meow. The sound was clear and undeniable now in the morning light, even with the heavy rain. "That's a kitten crying for its mother," I exclaimed. Just then the smallest orange fur ball came from the wood pile. At first I thought that it was a baby rat or fox or something. As the little critter ran towards me, I wasn't 100% sure to scoop the rascal up. Scooping the little fur ball up, and quickly realized that what we have here was a very tiny orange tabby cat. At that very moment, a group of various birds of all shapes and sizes started chirping and squawking up storm, as though they knew that I had saved the little one. Surprisingly, the tabby was warm, appeared to be in great shape despite a few scratches. It was plain to see that this orange tabby had something magical. The sparkle in her eyes. There was only one name that would fit one so captivating: Cleopatra. While I was sitting on the floor, bonding with my new friend, my wife walks into the living room from the kitchen with a cup of coffee in her hand. "What was all that racket?" she asked, sipping her coffee. "I thought one of those coyotes on the ravine got hold of you," she said laughingly. "No such luck. You're stuck with me," I said with a laugh. The next days upon Cleo's arrival were pure bliss. Each day she would discover something new to add to her expanding arsenal of jokes. She was pure joy. Never half-stepping her way, she romped and leaped. Cleo was all over the place, full speed, just like a child. Cleo was so small, we had to constantly watch her. Often Cleo would go under closed doors. Like many cats, Cleo caught up and clowned around us like an old soul we had known for years. The very first time I looked at her, she smiled and blinked at me. It was as though she knew she had it and knew how to use it. In the case of my wife Liv, When Viv picked Cleo up for the first time, Cleo licked her on her cheek, once again showing off her winning personality. Overall, Cleo is getting bigger and eating every day. She's no longer fitting under the doors, which is good. Always on full steam ahead mode, Cleo usually spends her days hunting, climbing, stalking insects and things. Cleo has been with us for about 3 weeks now, and it feels as though she's always been a part of our family. We knew her routine and she knew ours. Usually Cleo would be the first one up, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to face the day, but this particular morning something was different. She was different. Cleo looked sick, and Viv and I decided to take her to the vet as soon as they opened at 10 o'clock. It was 8 now, so we started getting ready for the trip. Viv goes downstairs to get our morning java as I chill with Cleo, who seems to be in great spirits, although somewhat lethargic. I scoop her up in my arms like I frequently do and give her what I call a tour. The tour simply consists of walking up to windows throughout the house and checking out the scene. She loved it. She looked up at me with those soulful eyes and smiled. Wow, I thought she gave me that same look when I first scooped her up at the woodpile. Just then she stretched out as she was stretching, but instead she gave 2 quick kicks and died in my arms. At first I thought she was sleeping, but when I looked in her face, I was shocked to see her eyes partially open. She was clearly dead. I couldn't believe it. What happened? Stunned, I walked downstairs to tell Viv. Viv let out one of those wails that you only hear when a mother discovers their child has passed. Running up the stairs sobbing, Viv burst into the room and over to the bed where our dear, sweet, little Miss Cleo lay. Looking as though she was resting in an outstretched position, her little body was still warm. Feeling as though a cruel joke of some type had been played on me, I say, what was the point? We did everything right. We found her. We fed her. We cared and loved her. Why? At that moment it hit me, this isn't about you. What about that small traumatized spirit? The one who probably watched her mother go down. The one who was alone and injured on a September night and sure to be dinner for someone, sometime soon. Well, once I realized that it wasn't about me, but was more about Cleo. With that simple mind shift, I understood that it was a privilege to be a safe haven for Cleo as she was making her transition into spirit.